to the Pat Mayo Experience, Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Note the Pro-Am, which means this is not going to be a whole lot of fun to watch on TV. We'll get to that a little bit later on. Picks, preview, one and done bets. We got it all coming. Sorry about not being out on Monday, but I was in Minneapolis all week. Spicy Minneapolis, full of the heat for Super Bowl on Media Row. Now I'm back, took the day off. The column is up on DKPlaybook.com. You can go check that all out. However, I will recommend that everyone give the episode a like. Go check out the Custy Awards, which are up on the DraftKings YouTube page right now and on the Pat Mayo Experience audio feeds, whether it be Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, TuneIn, Spotify. All those places have it. Go there, give it a like, download it, leave a review. Just do all the stuff to help me out. It would really work out well. We're going to get to the Pebble picks in a second, but first, we're going to recap the Super Bowl since I didn't get a chance to talk about it. Geoff Fienberg is here to talk about it with me. It's a good thing good thing Ricky didn't win. I feel like he would have been pretty pissed off.
Yeah, we can talk about that in longer form, but the game kind of surprised me. I'm not going to lie. I shat on the game for 2 weeks. It was going to bore the shit out of it. I didn't care about it. I didn't really have much action on it, but it turned into a Big 12 football game. That was very exciting.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I mean, if people want to skip ahead, you can check the time codes for Straight to Golf. But, we're going to talk about this for a second. First time in like 10 years, I didn't put a cent on the Super Bowl. And I feel like I would have won every bet I would have made. Because I would have bet over on like Corey Clement, because I had just been making that bet over and over. I would have taken the Eagles and the points. I would have bet the over. Just, no. I've lost so badly on like the past 3 Super Bowls. I just said, you know what? I don't need to make this game more than anything else. Like I got a better feel for like a Week 14 game that I can really identify. Just idiot.
I'll say this, I'll credit, Doug Peterson, but I feel more credit's going to Peterson than Foles. And I feel like it should be Foles ahead of Peterson.
Why is that? Because he caught the touchdown and Brady didn't?
No, because he was a third down. Okay, the play calls were great, and keeping the Patriots off balance and their mediocre defense off balance was fantastic. But Foles executed. Guys call plays every Sunday. We see a lot of mid-level quarterbacks not execute to that level, and he executed. And I don't know the exact numbers, but third down, he was a wizard.
I believe they were 10 for 16, I think it was.
Wizard. And maybe a lot of the ones they didn't convert were runs, maybe. Like his passing third down, you're telling me the team third down, his passing third down was probably better than that. And then I guess he added a fourth down.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, I think on 3 of those third downs that they didn't get, they ended up getting the fourth down conversion out of it anyway.
Yeah, and incredible. And the play call at the goal line, everyone knew he was going to go for it. At least I felt they would go for it.
It made sense in the course of the game.
Yes.
That's what they were up to.
Absolutely. And I saw a couple stories how Peterson even brought in some Dartmouth analytics genius for critical situations.
Well, I bet you on every fourth down he just said, go for it.
Yeah, just like Sheldon Cooper would have. But that play call to me, that's right there with Sean Payton out of the half onside kick.
I talked to Lance Moore on Radio Row about that. Because he was on the team then.
Yeah.
He said they'd practice that every day of the season. And they were just like, we're never going to run this. And then Sean Payton came in half, it's like, yeah, we're doing it.
We're doing it! Amazing. I got so much credit for that, so that was awesome. And Belichick, some very weird things. Very weird things. And I know the sequence of events backfired, but as they were happening, I said these were the wrong decisions. I know Gostkowski missed a short field goal. I didn't understand why they were kicking that.
Well, he was Andrew Curse. Well, I don't know why they decided to kick it all.
And then when it was a 4th and 5, a 52-yarder, I'd have kicked that one.
They went for it. 4th and 5?
Yeah, was that the one Brady? No, they went kind of down the sidelines to one of their guys. Yeah, it was a 4th and 5. It would have been about a 52-yarder. And I'd have kicked that one. So to make it 9-6. It was 9-3 at the moment. So weird. Special teams mistakes never cost the Patriots. They're always that perfect team in special teams in it, and it really cost them. But third down, Nick Foles, that stood out to me more than anything. That's fantastic. And that's why football's the best.
Yeah. I mean, I like golf too.
But I'm just saying, for all the problems the NFL has and ratings or whatever, Sunday at 1 o'clock, the Philadelphia Eagles winning with their injured quarterback. The NBA championship's already decided. Hockey, they take 8 months to get from 32 to 16 teams. The playoffs are great, but even if you care, just start watching when the playoffs start. There's a whole season that begins when their playoffs begin. Baseball, so cool, but it's a bit of a summer chill. Nothing like...
It's more of a hang. It's not appointment television.
Nothing like this league. I'm sorry.
Basically,
it brings me back for everything, and I can't. And I like a mediocre team. Atlanta Super Bowl 53. Like I'm fired up.
You got tickets already?
No.
You got your flight booked?
I want to be there.
If you book a year in advance, like you're gonna get it on the cheap.
Well, it doesn't work like that. I'd be one of those people booking it like the 2-week advance when we make that.
So you'd be
big.
paying out the yin yang for it.
Yeah, but
just bet on yourself.
But that's why I just need to hit one of those golfers soon, and whatever book I hit a golfer on, that bolts 40-1 will get annihilated.
Maybe you should start parlaying all your golfer bets with Chargers 40-1.
No, that's
you juice it up to like 150.
No. But I watched the Super Bowl. I can't wait. I can't wait. Other than, like, I would skip the Masters to get to week 1 right now. That's how badly I want my team back with a median kicker. And everyone's in trouble.
Throwing shade at the Masters.
No. I
like the Masters more. I mean, I guess my favorite TV viewing experience of the year is the Open Championship.
Just seeing the...
But I love the Masters. The Masters is my favorite single event of the year.
I agree. So maybe I could wake up from my coma like for those 4 days. But I need week 1. Like I'm jonesing.
You still got the combine. You got the draft. You got all OTAs, free agent signings. You have the ability to talk yourself into the Chargers on this one.
Talk myself out of it?
No, into it. Like even more. Like maybe they'll pick up an O lineman, or maybe they'll go trade for, I don't know,
a new
Nick
coach,
Folk.
a new city. They didn't play a home game. They went 0-4, and we fit like. I can't wait. That's all. I can't wait. And to you, like football fans, you Sunday fantasy players, they suck. They're losers. I don't give a shit about you. Anybody that knows the league and knows a 53-man roster knows they're for real team. That's all I got. Props to the hardcores of Philly, except for that guy that ate his own horse shit.
No, he ate horse shit. What's his deal with that? Who's doing that?
Your team won the big one. Eat it.
He did get on.
I didn't watch it.
He did get on TV. No, I watched it. It was less disgusting than 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
But if I was at like the Today Show or the Good Morning America production meetings, I'd have been stressing to get that guy way ahead of the selfie kid.
Yes. But I don't think that's something. Let's say you just wake up, you're my grandma. You tune into the Today Show at like 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't think that's exactly what you want to see on the screen.
It's a way more compelling story.
Is it, though?
Your team won the big one. You decided to eat horse manure?
I'm sure there are other Philly fans they could have went to that had more inspiring victory stories.
I'm just saying.
Like everyone who was eluding the city.
Good for them. So I spoke a lot. You didn't say much about the game.
I got really drunk during the game.
Do you also think that this is like where football will be full-time almost in like 5 years?
What do you mean?
That type of game, that style of game, the so few punts, the intense scoring, all the rule changes, everything the league has been sort of the undercurrent for kind of popped during that game.
I think we just got the right mix of 2 teams, and I think we got...
The best defense in the league went buckwalls with Nick Foles?
Sure, but like the Patriots had a bottom 5 defense in the league.
So you're saying
they were finally a team. They finally took on a team that could exploit them and got them behind early and just keep. The one thing that
so it wouldn't have been like that if it was Jags Vikings.
Maybe Vikings, but I think it really did. Like people are giving credit to Doug Peterson for a lot of this stuff, and I think that it has to do with he just said, you know what, we're gonna try to win this game, which seems ridiculous as a concept. Being like, hey, we're going for 4th downs. Hey, we're not going to punt. We're going to throw when they expect us to pass and try to run out the clock and things like that. That's how coaches should coach all the time. But he's getting so much credit for trying to win the Super Bowl. It's really bizarre.
What's amazing is I watched that game.
So maybe that's a turning point that people say, hey, now, if he had failed, but it worked. If he had failed, people were like, oh, but analytics are dumb and don't work. Now people are like, oh, it kind of worked.
Yeah, and to your point, you watch Peterson craft those play calls. His offensive coordinator, Frank Wright, you know where he was? He was obviously held down as my offensive coordinator under Mike McCoy. Ellen. To think Mike McCoy called plays, and then you see what won a Super Bowl.
With I wouldn't say lesser talent, equivalent talent.
Yeah.
A better quarterback.
Just better
quarterback
speed,
with the Chargers.
Speed. But the Patriots didn't have defensive speed, and that killed them, I guess.
They couldn't get to the sidelines at all.
Couldn't ever.
And they couldn't cover the backside of the bag. They couldn't stop the run either. They were just bad.
There were a couple runs that seemed closed, and you're right, that they opened them wide up. But not even blunt runs. Like, all of them seemed to make...
But it was crazy, though. I mean, I don't know what they ended up averaging per carry, but it seemed like every time, even Ajayi, when he got hit at the line of scrimmage, he fell forward for 4 yards. Like, they could have just ran the ball all game. They didn't need to because they kept going with 40-yard plays, throwing to the running backs out of the backfield. And the only real decent defensive play the Patriots had was Elshon just tipping the ball to the defender.
Yeah.
You really should have caught that, I think.
They almost caught the Hail Mary, man.
Yeah. I don't know if they did or not. It was a weird angle.
It was exciting. Like,
it was. Like, the ball popped up. Like, if someone had been standing there, they could have snatched it.
Like, Gronk is there with body placement, kind of, for a moment.
But he's, like, falling backwards. I think it's a tougher play than people expect.
I didn't tweet this, but
Okay.
I'll repeat it.
Okay.
At least Nick Foles earned this one, unlike Eli.
I mean, can you say you didn't really earn it? You won 2 of them. You're just bitter about Eli. People say he's better than Phillip because he won 2 Super Bowls.
I am always... the commercial was killer, though.
I didn't see any of the commercials.
Oh, there was one, the Giants one?
I didn't see it.
It was almost funny that the Eagles, like, the Giants won the Super Bowl. Not actually, like, of ads, which is a really loser comment.
Well, when you have a top 5 pick in the draft, you better win the commercials. You better win something.
2 things I'm triggered about from the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I don't throw the word triggered around lightly.
Okay, go ahead.
Since Super Bowl 50, the NFL is and I thought it was just a one-time Super Bowl 50 logo. But now they just keep going back to the same shitty Super Bowl trophy logo. Those Super Bowl I'm the loser that gets excited about the Masters kits for the golfers and what guys are wearing and how Chez Reavie wears his hat. That stuff gets me. I love those Super Bowl logos growing up. I don't know why. I'd stare at a poster of all of them. They're special. They're different. Now they all look the same, and it bothers me so much. I thought it was just a one-time thing for the 50th anniversary, but since 50 and 51 and now 52, it's been the same stupid logo.
That's one. What was the other thing you're triggered about?
This is us. How do you people watch that?
I watched part of it with
Life
my wife.
is so hard sometimes. Like real life. And you're going to put yourself through that as a form of entertainment? I'm a Chargers fan and I'm saying that. Shame. I'm happy my wife doesn't watch it. I don't even know if I'd let her watch it. And I don't really draw lines with anything. She can do whatever she wants. Like I've never said you. Like I'm not.
If you told your wife you can't do this, would she laugh in your face?
Probably. But still, I would delete it off the PVR.
You don't need that sadness.
Like how is that show so popular?
Because it takes real life problems people have, Jeff, and puts them on the screen. Sadness. That's what someone described it to me. It looks ridiculous to me. I don't watch it. Oh, man. It just seems like it's designed to make you cry every episode.
It just seems like to call it like a form of entertainment and to look forward to that. Life is hard. Like that's like looking forward to Monday morning.
Any questions about my time on Radio Row? If people want to go back and check it out, it's all up on the DraftKings YouTube page. I recommend the Melvin Gordon one because he showed me his name is really Melvin Gordon III and showed me his social insurance number, social security number, whatever they call it in the States. Thought that was kind of odd, but he is Melvin Gordon III. That's what it says on it. If anyone likes like content creation, I did an interview with this guy named Dave Meltzer, who's in content creation, not the wrestling guy.
I saw that.
Not the wrestling guy. It's a different guy.
For a second.
Ian Rappaport.
Because you would probably have a fine conversation even about content creation with Dave Meltzer.
True, but this guy isn't like digital creation. I thought it was just very interesting to me. And if anyone likes like digital, like how to do digital media, I thought it was interesting. I don't think anyone else did, but if people are into that, I thought that was a good one.
You did enough there? You were allowed to do something to entertain yourself.
Yes. I think we did 14 and a half hours live streaming. At certain points, like it was just me in there. Like I'd bring Cust in between guests. Sometimes he was like away doing something else.
Shopping, walking.
Yeah, doing mall walks. That whole thing. Making fun of this Chargers fan who was there. Sean Merriman was really good.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah. Who else? I did the Combine video with Tim. Tim, not the best at
Tim didn't like the Patriots Lounge.
No, that triggered him a lot. The Not Done Network. Although now he's proclaiming that they are done.
And he got like his takes kind of got put back, like his chain restaurant takes. Was he okay? Like, was he fine in the mall?
Oh yeah, he was fine.
Is it like a casino? They pump oxygen into that place?
There were no clocks around, so very much like a casino, but there was just a lot of energy. And then at like a certain point of the day, everyone kind of was like...
I'll be honest. Every clip from DraftKings Live to anything else from Radio Row just made me hungry. Because I just saw these awesome
Shake Shacks in the background?
Yeah, the fantastic American chains that I can't eat.
Ian Rappaport was good. But he wouldn't put on the headset because he didn't want to screw up his hair. Although he doesn't have a ton of hair. And it was very like... You know... I mean, you have longer hair. I have like medium hair, I suppose, but I don't put enough like gel in my hair to make it like rock hard.
Yeah,
it's more of like a paste, so it has.
Oh, he's got like the.
He has like the short haircut, like you could break off a piece of hair.
Like if it turned into a sweaty hot mess,
he'd be fine.
Would get no, but
it'd be like it would start to sweat.
Yeah, and then it gets in your eye.
Yeah,
like yeah.
That's how I used to do my hair when I was
Sometimes
like
13. I wonder with the soccer players what they use because like how they keep it so.
Oh, they
got
Euro products. They're way beyond us in hair technology.
The sweat that could like because once it comes off your forehead, then can get into your eye. I don't know. I'm just going there randomly.
Tim met his biological father, Louis Anderson.
I enjoyed that. Even though I was captivated. I don't know how entertaining that would be to a normal person, but I was captivated for the entire part of it.
They dressed the same. They kind of looked the same. Everyone's saying that poor Louis is cursed now. It was Tim's first interview ever. He didn't know where to hold the microphone. He just held it in between them, up to no one's mouth.
Has Tim commented on Gostkowski?
No. I think he's just happy.
Okay.
Elshon Jeffrey was smart. He refused to shake Tim's hand. Also, Elshon Jeffrey, not playing with the full deck, talking to the guy.
Well, doesn't matter.
No, he knows football. That was about it. But like, he was having a hard time putting together full answers. Some guy, like out of nowhere, like I was giving, like we were doing our questions, but before that, there was another guy who was like berating him for not coming to this camp during the summer that he hosted. It was really weird. It was like he was picking a beef with Elshon at me. He's like, I run the Twitter account. You never showed up. And he's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, man. The guy took it very personally.
Okay.
Right. Let's get to golf. I think we're deep enough into the golf show to talk about golf. Did you watch much Waste Management? I didn't get to see any Thursday or Friday. Didn't get to see a ton Saturday because I was traveling. Caught most of it on Sunday. That was about it. Weirdly, I'm glad Shez didn't win. I feel bad for Paul because Paul had a bet on Shez, so I would have liked to see him win. But there was a point there where it was like Bryson, it was Shez, Scheifele was in the mix. I was like, oh my God, these are the guys that I bet every single week, and I didn't bet any of them this week. Fortunately, I never bet Woodland, so I don't feel too bad about missing him. But I know a lot of people generally do and didn't bet him last week. Like you.
You're staring into
I'm staring right at you.
I have so much to say. It was a roller coaster. 3 things. There are 3 main takeaways. I am almost like my eyes have begun to water almost at Woodland winning because I'm so happy for him and his family. And I don't know if you know this, like the Kuchar Good Guy Act. Do you know his family went to get the kid?
Kuchar's family did?
Yeah. Kuchar's family went to get the kid to make sure the kid was there. The Kuchars.
Kuchar's top quality people.
The Kuchars. I have Mattori every week, and I get bullied. Sometimes by you. I pick Woodland, and I get bullied. Even by my friends who, like, want my... What do you mean, Woodland? Hoffman's like a winner. He's paying 20 points more.
Not bad logic, by the way.
Not bad
Until
logic.
that other guy who doesn't win wins.
So that, like, yeah. That hurt, but I'm just happy for him. That stung. Other takeaway. I don't want to overreact.
To?
Ricky.
He can't close, man. Every time that you give him a lead going into the 4th round, it's not hot fire.
I know. We got to do players. We got to do hero.
He needs to be down by 3 going into the final round.
It was
no
such
pressure.
a great sign because I always hate how sometimes he's in contention and he can't come home like on a Saturday. And his Saturday started slow, and it didn't look great. He comes home with 3 straight birdies Saturday to shoot a 67, when literally it felt like an even par day.
What happened to Berger? Where did he go?
I could get there in a second,
Okay.
but I got to finish with Ricky. So I can't overreact to everything I thought Ricky was going to do this year. In my head Sunday morning, I'm like, he has to win today for all that to happen. Like, finally.
Get some momentum.
To the Pat Mayo narrative that I don't believe in, easy course. Perfect course for Ricky. He's got 11, 12 straight rounds in the 60s. Like, he's got a lead. I don't know, man. No, I know Phoenix guys catch heaters there. I was worried it was going to be Party Marty watching that. You know? Like, he's a guy, he could shoot that 62 like a Streelman, like out of straight nowhere and take a trophy. Like Sharma, I know you have big note, like this guy in India, in Malaysia, won 3 hours before the tournament ended.
You said he was done, but you were still awake.
There were guys on, like the leaders were on the 12th. He was in. Over. So I'm really like, I don't know. All my great NFL bets with like Fowler for the Master, like, I don't know. We keep giving the Sunday tee times.
I continue to bet Spieth at the Masters. Now I'm starting to get a better number.
Well, yeah, there's some mono stories. Like, what? So I'm really, like, bothered. But this can't be the time to jump off a guy like Ricky, because his next lace-up will be at Honda.
He's not playing Genesis next week?
I don't think he ever plays Genesis, does he?
He might play this year. I don't know if he's playing or not. I found it really, I went to go look at the field for Genesis, sort of get a head start, because I wrote my column yesterday and it didn't film the show. I was like, might as well look at Riviera. Man, I couldn't, like, find a field. It was very sketchy on the details.
Rory's playing.
Tiger's playing.
And Dustin. But I don't think Ricky's playing.
Okay.
And I think, so Honda, West Palm Boy, won it last time, so I don't have time to get off. But I am rattled.
Woodland played well there last year, too.
Can I say something? Because now we went back there.
Yeah.
That's like where it all started, like clubbing down the 3-wood, and he was hitting everything. He was in such great form, and then they had the family stuff. Right? That's like where it was like peaking. Yeah. We almost felt that last year, and then he had, and it was like, okay, then he came back from the family stuff, and it was like...
Wasn't quite the same.
Wasn't quite the same, but I kind of thought like karma was going to just give it to him. Happened a little later. And big tournament, man. Like, you talk to pros like Phoenix, and now with that field... That's a real event.
I saw by the official World Golf Rankings, it was the strongest field in Phoenix since like 2002 or something. Since the last time Tiger played.
Like just because his appearance. But maybe like Rahm's world ranking, boost that up.
Yeah, but I think Tiger was always so far ahead of everyone that like he really propped up those fields in terms of strength of field.
And my final takeaway, like just talking about it, and he's in the Pebble field, but I'm not picking him, and I don't think you are, so I don't know how much we're going to talk about him, is... People need to get off Jon Rahm. Like, anybody that writes an article, like, talking about his emotion...
I like it. Can I say that my favorite part of the U.S. Open is, and that's one of the reasons why I faded him, besides being Andercursed at the U.S. Open, it's like, U.S. Open doesn't seem like a great track for him. Because he'll get it in the bunker, he won't get it out, and he'll get pissed. Yeah.
Okay, and that's 100% the truth. And I'm the guy that this morning is dwelling on Ricky, and there's people dwelling on another Sunday. Jon Rahm went off late. He didn't really even make any kind of inways. But this is a guy that has done almost outside of like Tiger and Spieth the best ever to start a career. Well, so for him to even...
Put it this way. Rahm almost has as many career wins in the last year as Ricky does in his career. Ricky has about 5 wins, 6 wins. Rahm has 3.
He's got a couple overseas, but you have PGA Tour maybe like 4.
Yeah, so he has like 6.
Yeah, yeah. As I'm saying, even the suggestion that he needs to change anything, you could argue he doesn't.
Agreed.
But the fact that he's acknowledged his biggest obstacle, which is that sometimes, and he's like acknowledged it. And acknowledge that, like, it's something he wants to work on and has attempted to seek help for it, but also acknowledges he doesn't want to fully rein himself in.
Well, that's the whole thing. I think that in certain circumstances, I think it helps him. When he's on a roll, that emotion, and he starts gets the momentum going, and he can kind of ride that. And we've seen it before. But now, it's going to hurt him sometimes, but it's going to help him other times.
But he's just so young.
He's 23.
The fact that he's already acknowledged what might be a problem, and identified it and being like, let's maybe try to work on it, that's enough. Everyone needs to shut up. No, I get it. If he's at the Masters and he's tied with a Dustin, a Rory, a Spieth, like these other elite players, like I worry it. Like, not worry, but like he still does have a bit to prove. But he's so young, and it doesn't matter. And look at
look, listen, he went through the ringer last year too at all the majors. He was like semi-contending at the Masters for 2 rounds last year, tanked it. At the Players, he was like winning the Players, and I think he shot like 80 on Saturday.
Yeah, and he
got MDF at the U.S. Open. He got launched.
Yeah,
like he's now been through that ringer. I think he's gonna be a lot better this time around.
And he goes into the Masters like fighting Dustin to the end at a match play, where everyone's like, "Oh my God, this guy can do it." Let's also not forget fiery attitude. He's a Spaniard. Sievi. Look at even like Angel Jimenez.
Sergio.
I was gonna go to Sergio. He's kind of like he's mature. He's kind of like, but young Sergio.
Yeah,
you know?
giving the finger to people, yelling at fans.
So this is part of it. This is what makes him great. Like, so any major publication putting out anything, it just bothers me. Am I betting him this week? No. Because I don't think the course and...
He was T5 here. Listen, any course, almost like Dustin, it doesn't really matter. Any course is a good course for him. You know what I mean?
I'll say this about John, and this is so, like, because you can't pick a holes. But once, to me, once he gets a little perspective, because he probably, like, just wants to win every week and nothing is good enough. And I don't know him personally, so I'm making this up to the window that Golf Channel lets us see. You know, he gets to go around town, you see his lady friend, and put your head on those every night. But like, you know, Jordan, like you see so humbled by like a certain family situation and his sister and like sort of, you know, down to earth. Like, to me, like once, I don't know, there's something.
Why don't people get on Spieth for being a gigantic whiner?
100%. I could make that point too, and the Tour Junkies made that, I think, on Twitter this morning.
Yeah, it's a valid point.
This is what triggered me. It was somebody. I don't want to.
You're getting triggered all the time here. What are you, Tim?
Well, I don't want to shout out a publication and be wrong, but I'm triggered because the Tour Junkies tweeted at a publication like, "You're way out of bed." Like, coming at Rahm is so off base. And once he gets like any kind of like life perspective, and this is a really unfair like comment, he's going to be, like, beyond dominant. We saw Dustin, like, sort of find his, and it happened later. But he's doing the things that Dustin does now at 23. And Dustin had his issues. Dustin had to leave. Dustin had to take his BD. Yeah. And he had to just chill, and he had to just go away. Like, you know, fiery for a different way. He's not
fired up.
He didn't get fired up when he screwed up a bunker shot or gagged a major.
No, he got fired up on the yacht in between events.
May or may not have had other players, whatever. Anyhow, I'm just saying that, so that triggered me. I guess now we can do Pebble Beach.
Let's get into the course. There are 3 courses. This is the end of the 3-course rotation, finally, because we can get back to first-round leader bets and next week at Riviera if we want to, and then it's fine. I really hate not only does the 3 separate courses. You got Monterey Peninsula, Spyglass Hill, and Pebble Beach Golf Links. Players are going to rotate through the first 3 rounds. There'll be a cut of top 60 in ties this week as opposed to the top 70 like a career builder. But the guys from 60 to 70 will still get paid and get FedEx Cup points. They just won't play on Sunday.
And one-and-done money.
Yeah, and you'll get one-and-done money. I think they should institute that rule more often. Like, I don't need to see the guy who's in like 70th place tee off on Sunday. It's like, go home. Here's your paycheck. Just take Sunday off.
Matt Kuchar's wife says you're wrong.
But he still gets his paycheck either way.
But he can't shoot
the
64 to get
up. Yeah. So either way, this really depends on what the weather is going to be like. To be perfectly honest with you, if it's windy, it's on the Monterey Peninsula. Wind gusts can come in at any second, kind of destroy everything that's going on. But if the conditions are calm, like guys are going to
it's a muni.
Yeah, all these courses are below 7,000 yards. I mean, Pebble Beach in particular, where they're going to play the final round, and they'll play it once before, has by far the smallest greens of any course on tour. They're 3,500 square feet, which is less than half the size of an average tour event. So when I'm thinking about key stats for the week, a lot of par 4 and par 5 scoring, but there's a lot of par 4s on Pebble that range between 350 and 400 yards. So that's going to be really key for me, just piling up birdies on those holes. Around the green game, I think, is going to be super important because guys are going to, it's a really tough place to hit a lot of greens in regulation. Like, everyone is going to miss greens. They're not huge. So you're going to have to be able to get yourself up and down to avoid some big numbers. But strokes gained approach throughout the years has been the one that has really showcased who has done well at this course. The off the tee stuff isn't all that important. Everyone kind of hits the fairway. And when you look at the strokes gained approach, I mean, over the past 24 rounds, you can go to Fantasy National and check everything out, but it's sort of like the who's who of fantasy darlings for the first part of the season. Over the past 24 rounds, it's Hadley, Casey, Sink, Woodland, Armour, Hoagie, Kerr, Spieth, DJ, Piercy. So that's really what I'm going to focus on. The off-the-tee stuff doesn't really matter as much. It's going to be important.
The greens are small, though. If you're farther, I know you're limited to how far you can hit it at some of these places.
Well, and this
even
is
a
one of
guy
them.
like Brandt, Dustin has to hold it back. Well, Brandt can just let it rip, and sort of they end up within 8 yards of each other on a lot of these.
Then
holes.
who has the better wedges? Is what it comes down to.
But Dustin and a lot of these guys, which seems to be the new strategy, you see Rahm doing it. It's like aggressive, aggressive, aggressive. And like even on these holes where maybe they should just pull out the 3-wood, they're just going. And that chip shot might be from a bit worse angle, but
sure, but like the only guys that can really, like Dustin and Rahm and Kevin Chappell, weirdly enough, recently, and Day. They're guys. Rory maybe, yeah, but if Rory starts getting too aggressive, he's gonna be like down in the ocean at some point.
Yeah,
if he starts going crazy.
Again, yeah, this is Rory. If Rory shot a 62, I don't think anyone's shocked. But if he shot a 79, I think, yeah, that's Rory.
Yeah, there's Rory.
Pebble, windy.
Yeah, Rory took an 11 on one of the par 5s. Uh-oh. Classic Rory.
But his putting stroke and his approach look on, and he just missed some wins overseas.
He did.
And disappointing that he couldn't close out some of these.
Both days in the Middle East, it got windy in round 4. And where does Rory struggle? When it gets too windy. And this is a place that could have a whole lot of wind out of nowhere super quickly. But I think the big thing...
Winning scores.
Winning scores are all over the place. Like some years it's like -19, other years it's -11. Like there's a lot of par 5s to take advantage of. The courses can play super easy. Like if you get calm conditions at Monterey, you go super low. At any of them you can go super low. There's not one like distinctively hard course. Pebble presents problems with making a lot of bogeys though.
I made an amateur mistake like many, many years ago, before I even met you. Taking like a Kenny, like a much better named golfer to beat like a Kenny Perry.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Kenny G.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But to beat a Kenny Perry and those guys, like your Kenny Perrys, your Jerry.
Oh,
Kellys,
they're in play.
I'm not saying they're gonna win, but they'll score here. They'll score at the same rate as guys that world ranking dwarf them. Presently.
Yeah, I mean, the courses are like 6,800 yards. They're senior tour events, basically. So Jerry Kelly plays well here. He always does. Dob Points has won here. He's in play.
Who's the other? Oh, my God. Tommy Bahamas. Sweaty. Older. I got to find his name.
Woody Austin?
No.
I don't think he's in the field.
This is now going to really bother me. No. The Duke.
L. Duke.
The Duke.
You like L. Duke here?
Sweaty Tommy Bahamas. That name should have come to me quicker.
Before we get into the favorites and like all the odds, I want to talk about the coverage for a second. Because this is single-handedly the worst tournament of the year.
But this is also the biggest discrepancy between like-minded people like us and people who are watching and like average peripheral golf fans who think this is a great event.
You know what Twitter's going to be on Saturday? Mad.
You almost can't.
Konica Minolta Vision breaking down the swing of the vice president of KPMG.
Tony Romo is in this field.
He'll be doing play-by-play at some point.
Sunday. I think they'll probably bring him in. But he can make it. I think it's top 20 guys, right? Because that's why we're on a 60-man through. Because we got 20
And don't overlook, I mean, there are other Pro-Ams throughout the course of the year. Like the Career Builder's a Pro-Am, but it's not like a celebrity Pro-Am. No. There is something to... Like, the rounds take a lot longer. You're playing with guys who are fucking terrible.
I don't think anyone is... Well, no, that's not true. You do see some fucking...
I remember Graham McDowell's dad playing with him one year as the celebrity, and they just kept showing him shanking it into the water. Yeah. So the rounds take a lot longer. People want autographs from Mark Wahlberg and Tony Romo.
Chris Berman's like...
But I think there is something. Like, if you go back and look at the winners of this event in the past... outside of your Vaughn Taylors and DA Points. And I think Points actually, he played with Bill Murray that year. I think that actually helped him. It kind of took the edge off of him. Bill was just like, hey, just go for it, man. Do whatever.
Yeah.
But like Phil, Tiger, Snedeker, Spieth. Like you got some big name winners of this event.
Okay, all those winners, I don't think any of them played with a celebrity.
No, Phil always plays with the VP of KPMG.
Snedeker plays with the guy with the yellow ball, who's...
Bubba Watson.
No, he's an older guy.
Has he achieved celebrity status yet? Is that why he's in this tournament?
No, he's really good, though. He's a really good golfer. They're co-Vanderbilt alumni. So you see a lot of that stuff. Tiger definitely played with like a Buick or a Nike.
Yeah.
Like,
Dustin's won twice. He plays with Gretzky.
There it is.
But he hasn't won since he played with Gretzky.
No, and you're at the top.
And Gretzky's actually good.
Here's the thing. There's no doubt in my mind, like I've probably said this a couple times in the times we've previewed Pebble Beach. Wayne Gretzky wants nothing left. There's nothing left for Wayne Gretzky to accomplish in life other than this.
Winning this event.
Yeah. And Dustin wants it for him. And now that we're at the top, we'll just say that he's won here twice. And
he should have won the U.S. Open here in 2010 when Graham McDowell won. And he shot 80 on the final day. He came like 6th.
He just looks fantastic. And, okay, I don't know if this was with you. I said this comment a few weeks ago or on a Canadian radio hit I do weekly. But a lot of people are getting annoyed because Dustin's in contention a lot. And like, okay, we've heard this Gretzky thing 100,000 times. To me, it's a new Gretzky narrative. The old Gretzky narrative was like, he can maybe, help him overcome some of those demons and now help him become a superstar. Or sorry, to become, win that major, win the big one. Now that's happened. And Dustin has verbally said about how great he wants to win, that he wants to win 8 times this year. And now I think Wayne is helping him channel being
greatness.
like yes, not just like, we've got the hurdle, now we're going for greatness. And I know we're here where we are and Wayne has a certain status and being the daughter of Wayne has a status and being married to the daughter of Wayne puts you in a special place. But like the TSN highlight reel will be Mike Weir and Wayne Gretzky shots.
That's true.
Okay.
Oh, wait, well, if Mac Hughes gets into it,
sorry.
He's from here,
Yes. So there, I'm pretty high. And on that note...
By the way, where's Dillette? Is he hurt?
Yeah.
Okay, because he hasn't played a tournament yet this year.
No, and he's a Scottsdale guy.
And he always plays well in Phoenix, too.
So for him not to be, or even at career, like I said, desert course, he's a pretty good desert course player, too. So
he's a good easy course player.
Fine. On that note, I can just start off by saying, for the first time in a long time, I went to a Maple Leafs game last night.
Oh.
And because I was at a Maple Leafs game, I felt obligated to bet a game. But I didn't bet the game. We just put the Maple Leafs with Dustin.
Did the Leafs win?
They won 7-4.
Perfect. You should put the over in there, too.
Yeah. So that, I'm excited. It's still, he was 6-1, so it only takes it to like 10 and change.
Yeah. But
still,
6.
I like the number, and...
I want to get back to the coverage for a second before we start getting into the bet.
Sorry. You got to rein me in today.
Yeah, I know. You're very excited. The thing is, I like this event, but I hate watching it.
It's painful.
Because there's no shot tracker at Monterey or Spyglass, or no cameras. The only person you're going to see shots from that course is Phil. That's it. You might get a Dustin, you might get a Rory, you might get like your big 5 guys in Phil, but that's it. If someone shoots a 59 at Spyglass, you are not seeing it. You're going to have no idea it's really going on unless you're really paying attention just to scores. Like, that sucks.
That sucks, but does that bother you more than, say, Saturday?
No, Saturday is the single worst day of golf coverage of the year.
Guys are moving, and we're breaking down celebrity shots on a par 3, and then they come through for an interview.
And who's the loser every year who comes in and plays the fucking guitar? Is it Kenny Chesney? Is that who it is?
Might be. Sounds like he's going to be.
Luke Bryan. Like, one of these guys, these country music guys, just comes in and jams with Jim Nance for a while. It's like, oh,
Nance is going to go bonkers for Romo.
Sure. Just like, I don't need to see, like I said, I don't need to see Kenny G's swing broken down. In fact, I don't need to see Kenny G. I love Bill Murray. Bill Murray is the only one who seems like he's having fun out there. He's interacting
Larry the Cable Guy?
Does Larry the Cable Guy play with Boo Weekley? Because he really should.
Is Boo Weekley playing?
I don't know. I want to say yes. There's 156 people in this field, so I assume he's playing. But I get the Bill Murray part of it. When Justin Timberlake was playing, I get it. Tom Brady's in the field, show him. Aaron Rodgers is actually in this field. They're going to show him for a shot or two. But the problem is...
Iguodala must be playing. He's been like... Oh, no, he's actually in a season.
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald's playing. I had a whole list of them.
Yeah, I saw PGA tweeted out a list.
But the whole
George Lopez annoys the hell out of me.
Ray Romano. Hey!
Oh, man.
Hey, I just made a birdie.
Andy Garcia is like a fedora. Like he's that Finnish guy on the Euro Tour.
Mikko Alonen?
No, it's different.
It's a different Finnish player? Yeah. There's another Finnish player?
Yeah, Mikko doesn't wear that.
So, on Saturday when you were like, oh man, and I'll spoil one of my picks. You know, when Chris Kirk is the top of the leaderboard.
No chance.
When Chris Kirk is there, you're not seeing a shot from him because you need to analyze, you know, Kenny G like chipping it bunk to bunk and then 3-putting and then going in and like talking about his hole.
To be fair, and got to give the writing credit to Timothy Frank because he had it on Twitter last night. But Kenny G -130 versus Mike Weir.
Oh, I'd take Kenny G.
Right?
Is Mike Weir a celebrity Uber driver in this tournament? Is he paired up with someone? Is he paired up with David Hearn?
Good question. Speaking of triggered, Mike Weir DraftKings odds.
The DraftKings pricing is just wonky this week, and people are like upset about it. Like, who cares? If it's that bad, just take advantage.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Doesn't that just mean take advantage?
Yeah, that's the way that I would look at it. But I mean, it'll
like Rafa's 6,000.
Yeah, and like Knox is down there. Who else did I like from down there? I mean, I'll get into it tomorrow with Raza, and we'll talk about how to sort of approach this. But the problem is when you have mispricing like this, it'll just concentrate everyone onto like 1 or 2 players because they're so much better than everyone else around them. But I guess if those guys don't win and you fade them, then you're looking really good.
But also, everyone was so upset that Tiger was expensive, and now the fish wouldn't even play him, and he played to his price.
He did, and he was very highly owned.
Oh, okay. So you never know.
Let's get into the odds. Let's do this. 41 minutes in, let's talk about the odds. Dustin Johnson is 5.5 to 1, 5 to 1, 6 to 1, depending on where you find him. He's 5 to 1 on my book. Rahm 10, Rory 10, Day 10, Spieth 12. Then it drops down into Woodland at 25, Mickelson at 28, Casey at 30. Then you got Cantlay at 35, Grace at 40, Cooch is in there, Reed is in there, Pat Perez is in there. Right now on my card, I have none of these top guys. You like Dustin the best? Everything that I run, and this happened to me last week too, I got suckered into it for DK purposes.
Jason Day won.
Well, Jason Day I like second best, but like Spieth has now lost strokes putting, like a massive amount of strokes putting in 4 straight events. And when I run my model on Fantasy National, I always like to run it once with putting and once without putting, just because putting's high. Listen. Do you think that Jordan Putter's not one of the best putters on tour? He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
So don't you feel like that one of these weeks he's just going to gain like 8 strokes putting on the field?
Oh, so your model's still telling you Jordan?
Yeah, my model's telling me everything Jordan. He scores on short par 4s. He has the best. Him and Reed have like the best around the green game going. If he just wasn't putting so terribly, he'd basically be winning all these tournaments.
Has he called in McCormick, like to fly down? And
I don't know. He might have to get the Yako.
It didn't look
putter.
right. They showed it. Yeah, they showed the missed putts within 10 feet. It didn't look right. A lot of people, he misses a cut, and everyone's like, oh, the mono or all this.
Does he have mono?
I don't know. There have been some stories about something.
So they're making excuses for Jordan, is what you're saying.
Consistent, maybe. Yeah. Listen, not going to lie. Friday was too good. Like with Fowler and Berger and all, like the leaderboard was too good.
Hideki withdrawing, no speed.
I'm giggling like a girl, but it was just too good. Yeah, I felt bad. I'm not picking on an injury, but like Jordan missed the cut, makes me happy. Hideki withdrawn, that's just like okay. I thought it was gonna be Rory. It was a Ricky, Rahm, JT.
Well, I think JT made the most birdies of anyone in the field. Yeah. He just happened to make the most triple bogeys.
You didn't see that side. You were like in the air probably.
He went full fill.
Like Mayo's in the air right now.
He was my one and done. He still came like 11th or something.
Yeah. I didn't mean to get sidetracked. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people saying maybe Jordan is in a bit of fade position, but once you
But everyone's going to be like...
But like you said, and we've been here before and many times, Jordan 12 to 1. You cash it, he wins, he's like 6 the rest like the way.
Yeah.
You know, and then he goes on to win 3 of the next 8 times.
Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers right there. Last 24 rounds, strokes gained putting, 100th in this field. Tee to green, 2nd. Ball striking, 4th. Yeah. Off the tee, 8th. Approach, 8th. He generally sucks off the tee, but he's striking it well off the tee. And this includes the numbers from last week.
Yeah, I just don't bet Spieth.
And listen, I am usually Mr. Anti-Spieth. But there's just something about this that's really weird to me. So I want to get a gauge on how people are actually using him this week because...
And he's the cheapest of the elite.
Of the elite guys. Even in the betting odds, on DraftKings.
So is this the one and done? Like, based on our week one, like, strategy session?
Yes, but here's the big thing, though. because I want to get a gauge with this when I talk to Roz and I start reading. I like to do this show before I read anyone else's stuff, so it doesn't influence me too much. But is it going to be one of these weeks where everyone's like, oh, Spieth sucks, Spieth sucks, then everyone just uses Spieth because they think he's going to be the guy no one uses? I could see that.
I won't be. I like Day a bit more off the win with the driver, but I don't know. To me, Dustin, he won his last time out. I don't know. He's going Riviera where he won last week. I think it pops this time around with Grandpa beside him.
Very well could.
And that's not even a bold, like, there's nothing bold about
No.
it.
I mean, you can make a
But
case.
Jordan's double the price.
Yeah.
And there was a time where I was like, I'm taking Dustin because he's double the price of Jordan. Like that.
Now we got it twisted.
Yeah, so, that happens. Rory, like I said, the irons look like they're back. The putting stroke, I didn't see that stroke at all last year.
I like him better next week.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say, this course just presents maybe some landmines or situations.
Potentially, but this course is also very short. I mean, it does favor the really good players, obviously. But you're going to get, like you said, like your Jerry Kellys of the world. Sneds is going to compete.
They're going to score.
Phil is going to score here. At longer courses like Riviera, Rory can score when no one else can.
You talked about Jordan's driver. Phil's driver.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
It's in play.
Yeah, but
and he's,
how soon until it's out of play?
Listen, I'm not a Phil guy. I run the train with you. That being said, Phoenix, I enjoy watching him play well. I didn't mind it, but I also had full confidence he wasn't going to win. So it's like, make that birdie. I don't care. I want to say one thing also about the top. I sometimes work. I have an account with a street book. Okay? They do sometimes have these weird props. I don't like playing them. I think they're very fishy bets, but I like looking at them, and I just, as a golf fan, I take notice. Big 7 win Pebble Beach. Dustin, Rory, Rahm, Day, Spieth, Mickelson, and this is why I'm talking about it, because it's so funny.
Who's the last guy?
Gary Woodland's Big 7!
Yeah, of course he is. He's 25 to 1.
I know. They just take the guys at the top. It's like just a computer. Yeah. But like to think now I'm in a world where everyone would bully Gary Woodland a week ago, and now he is in the Big 7 that my street book puts out.
Well, let me ask you this.
And I wish I would trade him with someone else if you could.
That should be the thing. They should give you two.
Could you? I should be able to pick anyone I want.
Because they're gonna have worse odds, so who cares?
They are. Yeah, you're giving it at the 7 of the top. Let me pick, say, like a Kuchar 35 if that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I always thought that with those, but I only brought that up just to talk about. We're now in a world. And I'm a Woodland guy. We spoke about that at the top. But now he's Big 7. It's weird.
Yeah. Do you want to bet him at 25 to 1?
No. He won last week.
Maybe he'll ride the momentum.
Even going into Sunday, his proximity to pin all week killed everybody. He wasn't making putts. He made enough to have 2 or 3 around to have what he had. But his proximity to pin lately, Pat, what he did on the South Course at Torrey, game, man.
He gained almost 8 strokes with approaches last week.
Unconscious what his and then he chipped in from a bunker from the hosel rough on Sunday. That's when you know it's magic.
Yeah,
for par.
The only player to gain more strokes through approach last week, and he gained significantly more, was Ollie. Ollie gained almost 9.
He's so amazing. He's going to win the Canadian Open.
That's not a bad spot for him.
Yeah, he's going to win the Canadian Open.
He's got to score on those par 5s a little bit better. Those are easy par 5s.
Ollie sticks it, and so does someone else. Ollie's not here this week. Someone else who I think we both might like.
Top 5 in strokes gained approach from last week at Phoenix was Ollie, Woodland, Kirk, Thomas, and Cheston Hadley. Then Phil. Then Noren. Noren should have had a better week, and he didn't.
Do you know what though? I saw it because it happened Saturday. I'm like, Noren
he started making his run.
Also, he had the Monday playoff, but maybe a fatigue factor, get there late. Maybe his practice schedule is offset, a course that he's not as familiar with as a lot of these proven Americans that play Phoenix every year. Now it's I can't wait to bet Noren in Phoenix next year.
You think he's got the reps in now?
Well, as long as he's not coming off a 7-hole Monday playoff the week before.
Did you hedge out of that?
Yeah.
Smart.
Never enough, but
yeah, but enough to win.
Sorry, I didn't say it because the tier thing got in my way and I brought up that other stuff. I'm on a personal tilt, which is why I'm at the top this week. 2 straight weeks, 54 hole leaders. I can't bring home a ticket, and then Woodland wins! I'm on tilt, Pat. Like, that's what gets me more. I'd rather be out of this tournament Friday.
Yeah, than have that tease.
2
At least you
weeks
were
in
able
a
to
row.
get the Norin money.
Thank you. You're right. And it was a big payday at the 70 to 1, so still.
I do want to go over this. I want to start trying to do this a little bit more. No, that's fine. Strokes game putting. You all right?
Yeah. I'm on tilt.
That's okay. You can be on tilt. It's fine. We'll get a winner eventually.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't hit a winner until Hadwin last year at Felspar. Ended up doing really well for the year.
Yeah, I know.
That was a big weekend, though.
It's like I want to have 2, and I got none. That's all.
Kuchar and Rahm both gained over 7 strokes putting last week.
Kuchar's at...
Rahm lost 4 strokes with his irons. That's not good. The only reason that he did anything last week was because he was putting the ball. Phil, Steele, Reed, Hossler, Gay, Na, and Hahn, and Ricky were all up there inside the top 10 in terms of strokes game putting as well.
Kuchar, desert course guy. And I'm saying this right now.
He's a Nicklaus course guy.
Masters. Staring into it. Masters.
I did this to myself the Open last year. I was like, Kuchar's going to win.
If he gets to where he got there, we'll be just okay.
Yeah. And then Jordan just goes, boom, 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 boom.
Well, yeah. No, well...
I mean, I'm good with Spieth winning the Masters this year, I
It's
guess.
these goddamn final groups. J.B. Holmes gets to act like a clown. He's in the final group.
Oh, we didn't get to talk about that, did we?
Holmes acts like a clown. Spieth, clown shoes. Final group.
Do you think it was JB who was lipping Norin on that clip?
No, that was in the playoff.
No, it was on 18. That was in the playoff? Watch out for the water?
Yeah.
Oh.
I tweeted about that, yeah. I made a joke that it was JB just based on the incidents of before. But JB was clearly in the shower taking 4 minutes and 18 seconds to decide if he was going to use conditioner. So it couldn't have been DJ. Like, he was in the shower when Norin was getting heckled.
Poor JB. He blew it.
And then his no apology?
Well, good. Stick by it. If you're going to take all the time, stick by it. I got more respect for that than him like trying to cop out of it.
We got to move on.
All right, let's get to the rest of the field.
So the fact that Woodland won, those Casey backers got to be like, it's our time!
Yeah. Casey's 30. He's in that 30 range with Kuchar, with Reed, with Perez. I just can't do it with Casey, man. That means he's probably going to win this
Woodland
week.
wins, though.
I like him more next... Again, he's another guy I prefer next week.
I agree.
My first number on this card is Snedeker.
I knew it. I called it in my head. I should have written it on a piece of paper. You said it like pretty much going back to preview shows.
I liked what I saw from him. It was the first time since he's returned from injury he gained strokes with his irons last week. And very covertly, if you go look at his numbers, even from the rounds that he's played so far this year, he is number 1 from 350 to 400 yards. In terms of par fours, he still has one of the best short games going. And if he can get the irons clicking, he's still very good in proximity from 100 to 150 yards despite his struggles. I mean... 35 to 1. The books know he's live for this.
Well, he's a Pebble guy.
He's won here twice.
And this Masters
Putts on POA, and this takes away the one thing that he doesn't do well, which is drive the ball.
Do you know what my biggest concern for him is?
What?
The Masters pressure.
I don't think Sneds worries too much about that.
I think
it's going to be.
You ever watch him say he would give his whole career back for Masters Sunday?
I have.
So
however,
if he's in a tie, he's going to know.
This is a happy place. Pebble is a happy place.
Phil missed a 5-footer to Von Taylor here.
Well, Phil gets rattled. Phil admits he gets rattled by.
This was the last time, also. Oh no, I guess you could say St. Jude last year, but yeah.
He was like, "Oh no, Daniel Berger's chasing me down. I'm going into meltdown mode." But no, listen, I'm going to start worrying about Snedeker once we get to Florida and Texas, and he needs to do that Ernie Els thing where he needs to win to get in. Then I'm more worried. This is his spot. If he's got a shot to win any of these events, this is the one.
I mind someone else in this range.
Who is it?
Because I called this number.
Okay.
So I got to stick with it.
Okay.
Pat Perez.
35. I gave that a hard look, and I'm still undecided on it.
He's a California guy. He plays these
well
courses. He does what He'll be doing what Jerry Kelly's doing in all those years from now. Just such a calmness to him and everything, and just finding out they're having the baby. Like his I don't give a shit attitude. Now finding out he's like the wife's having the baby, I think that like even takes it up. So I don't know. And the course sets up for him perfectly.
I gave him a hard look. I know this is a bit deeper in the range, but like, do you get back? Doesn't this course set up perfectly for Shiz? It does, doesn't it?
How have guys done the week after losing in playoffs?
Noren just did all right, and he went to a Monday playoff. Hoagie did not do well. No, Hoagie
I would rather.
Han didn't do well.
He could be starred this week. I don't know. Kuchar is another guy I stared at hard. It was between Perez and Kuchar at this number for me.
I feel like I want to take one more of these guys in like the 30. Well, I'm starting my card with a 35 to 1.
So guy. Yeah, and let me ask this question: is it not time maybe? Because I'm the fan, but I don't think I've touted it once all year. Is it time Patty gets on a card?
I get it's 30. You can get a 33.
I saw 40. Will Hill was shopping a 40.
Here's the thing with Patrick Reed. He's been playing a lot better recently.
This is what I'm getting at.
Wedges, short game. Has a great track record at Pebble Beach.
Links-style courses.
And almost like Siwoo, Patty Reed's like the advanced Siwoo that he can show up any week and win. That's not a problem for him.
No, you know what? It's not so much the advanced Siwoo. It's that if he was versus Spieth on Sunday for the tournament, you're not like, he's not giving an inch of moxie. You know what I mean? He's got that swagger. I know people, pick on me sometimes for the Reed backing. I feel like I've shut up a lot about that this year, working as we've watched him struggle and work through some things. But the number, the setup, the courses,
right now,
they point for me.
Right now, over the past 24 rounds, Patrick Reed is number 1 in strokes gained around the green of anyone in this field. He is, let's see here, Patrick Reed 11th on par 4s from 400 to 450 yards. He just needs to get those short wedges going. They haven't been there for him. But the one good thing is, that's usually where he's kind of bread and butter. But his putting has been top-notch. If he can get the wedges back going, he's in play. And it comes down to one of those things. Do you want Reed where he's at, or do you can take Reed, Snedeker, and Kuchar if you wanted to, for the price of one Jordan Spieth.
Yeah.
What gives you a better chance? It's probably the 3 guys.
I would agree. I like Reed. Maybe the putting's back. His brother-in-law gets low. His brother-in-law goes full Camilo on those line reads.
It's working.
It's
paying dividends right now.
It's been working. Patty Reed. It's time now.
I can be talked into that. I'll think about it if you go to facebook.com/thepme on Wednesday. I'll have my full card up there. Giving it some deep thought. But again, even on the DraftKings pricing, he's kind of like a must-have at $79, isn't he? Considering like Bo Hostler is more expensive than he is by $400.
DraftKings not confused at all. I mean, even in that range, a guy that I'm high on, he's been making cards. The numbers go from. Okay, this is just the roller coaster of Hadley numbers.
I'm taking him. I don't care.
I just want to say this.
I got him at 55. He's 50 right now. I bet him at 45.
I took the 50, partly because we've been riding it, but I was on Career Builders at like a 28 or 33. Goes to 100 at that big Phoenix field, but had confidence because he did play well and he has a desert course and he is a West Coast guy.
He was my only guy in the mix on the weekend. I was hoping for like a 7. I was hoping for the Woodland round from him that he would win.
I like it still at 50. This is a guy I think he could pop, and when he pops, I think it happens on the West Coast, and we don't have much time left.
We do not. Good course history here, too.
And fantastic, and DraftKings ain't being fooled.
No, as they shouldn't be. Do you know who else is not being fooled? My custom stat model. Past 8 rounds ranks the best of anyone in the field. Past 24 rounds ranks better than everyone else in the field. And even if you go back over 50 rounds, 75 rounds, he's still popping up. When guys like DJ, Rahm, Spieth, and Day once you start putting in the bigger sample, the better players tend to rise to the top. Chesson Hadley right now, 1st in strokes gained approach. He is 5th in proximity from 125 to 150 yards. Top 20 in both par 4 scoring from 350 to 400, 400 to 450. He is 2nd in greens and regulation gained. I believe he's played this course twice in his career, or 3 times in his career. He's missed the cut once and T10 twice. It's setting up. And weirdly enough, when I went back, because generally speaking, you look at the guys that have won this event, they're all really, really, really good players. However, when you look at like the losers in this field who have kind of popped at Pebble, good at the Puerto Rico Open. Justin Hadley has won the Puerto Rico Open.
Now that you mention it, like a few comparable things come to mind. It's good to know.
So
I like Chesson.
I'm in on Chesson.
I think Chesson brings as much value, and this might be a bold statement, to the table this week as a guy like Cantlay.
Cantlay seems overvalued for this field.
Fine.
And I like Cantlay.
We do.
But what do we do with like Adam Scott?
Who's that? You see the number, it just, woo. I don't know.
55. Good links player. Can get hot with irons like no one's business.
He is,
on POA, that you think that the putting is minimized.
He has pulled the Woodland Duffner model and just hit it to 4 to 7 feet for 4 days, and he just wins the golf tournament. And he'll miss 7 of those putts still, but because his proximity was unconscious, he can hit enough to win. I get it. It works. I'll say this. Just on that note of former, great champions pulling big numbers. Last week I feel silly because, the times I've bet Bubba in Phoenix at like a 12 maybe. Because, he's got his Greenbrier wins, and there's courses that are pure Bubba.
Travelers.
Phoenix
Travelers
is like
what you're thinking of.
Yes. Phoenix is like the course that is pure Bubba that like we were always shocked talking back in the day.
That he had never won.
How has he never won? Phoenix.
Wait for next week for Bubba if he's playing.
Yeah. And they pull it up. They were like 60s, big numbers last week at a course he's comfortable with. I was mad I didn't get on that, but I'm telling you number this week, this 100, it's a trap.
It's a trap.
He's not a Lynx win. Like no. You can think that he's back or in form because he played well at Phoenix. That's also not a fair comparison to make because Phoenix is scoreable.
Was he even really back? Like he played okay.
He was like
he wasn't a disaster. So congratulations.
He went off really late on Saturday, and people were happy.
Top notch.
But yeah, he didn't make a move like Kuchar did, per se. Like,
what do we do with Kuch? Because doesn't this seem like the Kuch course?
I kind of said I was deciding between Kuchar and Perez, and I'll feel really dumb. But I went...
This, if you look at some of the past winners here, the shorter hitters that have played well and won at Pebble and performed at Pebble over the years are the same shorter hitters that perform well at the Masters every year. Snedeker generally plays well. Even Kisner started getting it going. Phil, Spieth, Day,
Kuchar.
So I think Kuchar's an interesting number coming off a big week, but like
I wish Matthew Fitzpatrick was here.
How much money has anyone ever won betting on Matt Kuchar? The answer is like none.
Not a lot.
Just bet him T10 and be on your way.
Just bet him to win the Masters.
So Reavie, not sure. Kisner, he's just kind of getting lost here. Because there's this whole like 66 level. You got like
Chappell.
Brendan Grace is here. I wish this course was harder. If it plays super hard, then maybe you get the Brendan Grace win.
If Grace is like back and you see it's a windy weekend, keep an eye.
Yeah.
For a live ticket.
Yeah, I think that's actually probably a pretty good idea. And we know we can go low.
I mean, I don't. Your boy Shane Lowry, links course. You're not going to bite that one.
JB's here too. JB's not bad on the links, but no, I went lower. Like I'm leaving. I haven't quite decided on who I want at the top or even another 30 guy. Like I found it a very difficult week to figure out because when you mentioned the big, let's say the big 5, they're all really good. So like I'm pretty sure one of those guys is gonna win. So I can only.
So does that almost mean like Reed gets an extra star because if he's in a situation against one of those guys, you have more confidence than say Shez?
You know what? I'll add Reed. You've talked me into it. 35 is the best number I can find. But also I'll take it at 35. Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow and see if people are on him because that happened with Snedeker the past 2 weeks. I just waited, and then when Wednesday got around, the number was just way better.
Last week Woodland opened at a 35 and I saw it close at 55.
Really? That happened to Colley 2 weeks ago. He opened at 28 and finished at 65.
But he didn't win.
No, he did not win. That is true. A lot of listeners, a lot of viewers were tweeting me like, "Hey, I hit Gary Woodland." I was like,
"Yeah, the Molly."
Just weren't there. Nick Watney?
I just never.
He's won this before.
But he looks.
He's playing a bit better.
He's playing on weekends,
but doesn't do anything.
So I don't know. That's fine. That's a step in the right direction.
I mean, I'm going to save more of these guys for the DraftKings show tomorrow because I'm just not on them. But guys, I am on. I haven't decided yet on Rafa.
I'm going to be on Rafa.
Rafa's 66.
I think there's link swag, and I think that's a great number.
He can pound wedges, too.
Isn't that a great number?
66 in this field? Yeah. Like, if you objectively put Chesson Hadley and Rafa Cabrera-Bello next to each other, normally I would take Rafa.
Yeah.
But Hadley has 4 top 5s in his last 7 starts, and this goes...
No, I like them both.
This feels like the Chesson shoots 80 one of these days week. Just because everyone's
too
going to be
much hype,
on
and it'll even be like one and done stacks.
Yeah.
I know, Rafa's going to be captaining a lot of DraftKings. He'll be piloting quite a few DraftKings lineups.
So you like him more than the other 60s like Lowry, JB, Hoffman?
Yes.
That's all I got for those guys.
Hoffman.
Chappell's there. Remember, Jason Day has played well at this course in the past, which means Kevin Chappell can too.
Great point. Chappell fitting. You know, I've betting him a lot. Probably 2 straight weeks. To not bet him this week, that would fit right in the Woodland narrative street.
He did not make my card this time around because I've been betting him as well. Shez is the one I was really torn on. Because I felt like such a loser for not having Shez last week.
I'll tell you who I like, and DraftKings ain't being fooled by him. And he's a clip higher than a bit of those. Coming in maybe even as low as 60, but I have seen 70s, is Hahn.
You like Hahn?
Well, models must be popping him.
Let's see where mine falls. I pulled up here for the last 24
And he's been playing great lately.
And you can go to fantasynational.com and check all this out. I even tweeted out like my power rankings for each of them. He won at Riviera. He won at Wells Fargo. He was in the playoff a few weeks ago at Sony. Where are you at, Jimmy Hahn? And what I'm looking for specifically, apparently he's not the best because I don't see him on here. James Hahn is 44th over the past 24 rounds. What I'm looking for. Not great around the greens. So if he does the thing where he goes full James Hahn and hits every green, he might be fine. But he can get himself into a lot of trouble. Over the past 24 rounds, he ranks 135th in this field in strokes gained around the green. I find that somewhat problematic.
But his ball striking's been good, has it not?
His ball striking has been good, but a lot of this, I mean, I would wager some of that.
We're off a recent playoff loss.
I just want to see where he's been gaining his strokes at.
A T11 in Phoenix.
T11 in Phoenix predicated on 5.2 strokes putting. But he was only a T11 because he putted the lights out. I don't bank on that from James Hahn.
Well, he's very expensive, so a lot of people he probably won't be owned very high.
I mean, but I've seen him being sort of like mentioned on Twitter and everything, and people do like him. And listen, I don't think he's a bad bet at 70. I just happen to like other guys more around him. I'm taking other guys who suck at putting and don't have great short games. But
you're going back to Bryson? It's still
I am
a 70.
Going to Bryce. I got him at 80 yesterday.
Good.
And I each weighed him to the T5. So I've done that more. I did the Chesson to the T5. I'm doing Bryson to the T5 at 80. The other guy at 80 that I'm taking is Chris Kirk.
If I had the other guy, I knew you would bet.
I'm just on him, man. He's good.
He's a form player. He's a form player. You got to ride the form.
And he's heating up. I wish there was first round leaders this week. Because he's been in contention for first round leader almost every single week. If he's not in contention, if he's not top 10 after the first round, basically write him off for the week because he's not going to be in contention.
Fair enough. Will Stricker show up here?
I don't know. Doesn't he seem perfectly suited for isn't he the old man that can he played well last week?
But he won't win.
He doesn't win a ton, no. But like a top 20 on Stricker, he has deep odds. Was he 125, 150?
I see a 150.
150, that would put him 4.5, maybe 5 to 1 for top 20. I mean, I can get behind that. I like him on DraftKings. People just avoid him because he's too old. He's still good.
What about former U.S. Open champ Graham McDowell?
He's been so bad. Even the Middle East swing, he's been horrible. He might pop. Who knows? He's played well at the Puerto Rico Open in the past, too. But the fact that he's playing in the Puerto Rico Open should tell you the quality of Graham McDowell right now.
Well, the DraftKings price tells me the quality of it.
Well, I mean, but DraftKings pricing is real wonky this week.
Fair.
Russell Knox is playing better. He's 6,700.
You should put that Maverick in a few lineups.
You like Mav McNeely?
At 6,600 in a DraftKings lineup.
There was someone else down there. Oh, I bet Hoagie at 150. I put him to T10, T20 as well.
Have Super Dogs ever won Von Taylor?
Von Taylor, man, 2 years ago.
Carried his...
DA points. DA points is 750 to 1 this week. It's worth $1.
I looked. I couldn't find Pro-Am odds.
I don't think they do many Pro-Am odds. You're a true degenerate.
If
you're getting in on the Pro-Am odds.
I wanted to bet Wayne.
I don't have this Wayne DJ stack, man. I think he gets uncomfortable playing with Wayne.
Oh shit! You could be. We've talked about
We've
that
talked about
before.
this in the past. That like it's too much pressure for him. All he wants to do
when
is
he
do
won, he wasn't with Wayne. He was probably just with next guy.
Yeah, whoever.
Because he probably wasn't dating Paulina then.
No.
Crap. No, but this is a different guy. We're winning tournaments. Especially at places we've won before.
I have one guy I'm not jumping off.
Deep?
80-1. I think he's actually dropping it.
I got him Chris Kirk.
I got him at 80. Did him to
Streelman?
Streelman. T degree, man, he's lights out.
I know. He
just can't putt. But he's played this course 6 times. He has gained at least 2 strokes putting in 4 of those rounds.
Okay.
In 4 of those tournaments at Pebble. Like, the POA, for whatever reason, meshes well with Streelman. If he can keep it going over his past 24 rounds, he's 5th tee to green. He's 12th in ball striking. He's killing it off the tee with approaches. Just his around the green game is not the best. He can't putt. He's 132nd over that time in putting. That ain't good. But he scores on all the par 4s. He's lights out with a wedge. Like, it seems to be deeper odds. Like, if you're going to give me Lowry at 60, who hasn't been playing well. I know the links translation, but I mean, Streelman's won on tour before.
Lowry hasn't been playing, though.
He has. He's played the last 2 weeks.
No, I mean, but before that, he was kind of off his layoff, which was your concern going into Torrey.
Sure, and I bet him anyway.
I know. So now maybe with a few rounds under his belt. Pardon my ignorance. Is Steele here?
No.
Okay, because I was going to raise... Yeah.
Perez rates out really well for me. Did he play last week? Was he in like...
No, he played 2 weeks. That thing that Sergio won in like Singapore.
Yeah, he did Singapore, then he did Middle East. Then he took the week off, and now he's back. So he wasn't at Mayo.
Middle East, then Singapore.
No, he was Singapore, then he was Middle East, I think.
Yeah, and then took a week off. He's back, California.
My model loves Adam Scott.
Asia to LA. It's an easy flight.
I think I might have to.
Adam Scott.
He does like Adam Scott. Because it doesn't weigh in like the Australian tour stuff where he was awful. It only weighs PGA stats. It's actually looking back to like last...
You bet Adam.
September.
This is a great week to bet Adam Scott, and I'll tell you why.
Because if he wins, he's going to be 16-1 next week.
Well, that's a different reason, not my reason. Because the TV coverage sucks, and there's no stat tracker. So you'll just see he made a par. You won't see he missed a 3.5 footer for birdie. You just say 4. Okay, par's a par. Like you just see the number.
Yeah, looking good, not bogeying. Way to go, Adam.
But like I said, like his model to winning is, I mean, he used to do it more often and better, but it's like Woodland and Duffner. I'll stick it 6 feet beside the pin all week, and especially on Sunday. And even though I missed 7 of those, there's enough of them that drop that give me the tournament. That is the Adam Scott formula.
These are the best odds we're gonna get.
We used to talk about him and Hideki, like they got a pup, but he's just.
Yeah, but I worry that Adam Scott is more Keegan Bradley than Hideki now.
I worry with you.
But it's a good odd. I really like it. I feel like I'll be kicking myself if I don't take it anymore.
Yeah, because he's going to be like T1 at like 4 under. And like, oh, shit.
Exactly.
Paul Dunn.
Nah, not here.
Links? No?
No, listen, I like Paul Dunn. He's fine, but like... There's a whole bunch of guys just playing for the first time over here. Like Rory's coming over for the first time. Dunn, Rafa Cabrera Bello. Grace is over here for the first time. Like, I mean, I don't even know what to make of Paul Dunn. The last time I wagered on Paul Dunn, I mean, I got a nice win out of it because I hedged on Eduardo Molinari, who came back and beat him in Morocco in a playoff.
Never should have happened.
But, like, do I think he's going to come out and win Pebble? No.
Pass the Coke rack?
Sets up kind of well. What about Jimmy? Jimmy!
I'm done.
You're done with Jimmy? The only, like, deeper ones, like I said,
Austin?
I'm in on Hoagie. Austin Cook's not a bad player, but they're valuing him like he should be good. Because he is good. But it's just funny that, like, they've caught up.
I'll tell you this. Calling Benjamin Silverman sounds way more Jewish than Ben Silverman.
Do you think if he was Ben Silverman, like, if people wouldn't know?
No, they still know, but Benjamin.
Do we even know if he is Jewish?
He's from Thornhill. His name is Benjamin Silverman.
And you're from Thornhill?
I'm not from Thornhill. I'm from North York. But I know lots of Jews in Thornhill. That's just northern Toronto.
Yeah.
For people that don't care.
What are Cook's odds? I didn't even write that.
I'm not sure.
Cookie Crisp. Because Piercy was another one I looked at.
So I get it, like
who wildly let me down last
To
week.
your point, like you think a lot of these Euros, it's like we want them to win, but in their head, it's like come to Europe, get ready, we're going to Florida. We're going to Florida.
Let's have a
like,
warm-up round. I mean, like Adam Scott's in that same boat too. He hasn't played.
Yeah, going to Florida. We're gonna have some great times, great weather, good golf. Let's get in form, and then in 7 weeks, it's the Masters.
Yes. And we've got WGCs coming up.
Yeah.
For whatever. Like, this is such a weird... Like, the Pro-Am stuff weighs on people. It really does.
100%.
And you know who hates playing slow rounds of golf? Rory.
You know who hates playing slow rounds of golf? Dustin.
Yes. See, Brandt is able to mix it up because he plays so fast that his rounds are like normal because he's playing with a slow amateur.
Yeah. All things to think about. And the weather, it's such an X factor. This tournament sucks.
I like next week's tournament.
Next week's a gem.
It has my favorite hole in golf, the 10th.
Next week's a gem.
10th at Riviera.
Formerly the Northern Trust, right?
Yeah. Rascals, Chauclair. What is it?
Yeah.
Rascals, checkmate, Cardinal, and Thrust. DJ gonna win the Northern Trust. At least top 5. That's always the bet. Top 5 pays like plus 125.
Like, I don't know.
I think he does it every single year.
California babies like Patrick Rogers and Maverick, none of them.
No.
I've got no bomb suggestions because
Hoagie's my only one because I know he missed the cut last week, but he couldn't putt. Not that he ever really putts, but like he's locked in tee to green. And if I'm going to make a case that Spieth can turn it around after losing an amazing amount of strokes, you give me a guy at 150, probably like 250 in some places. That I don't know. I think he's live. He's made the cut here the last 2 times.
Who's going to crush the one and dones this week?
Me?
Well, no, but I think Phil's going to be so popular.
Coming off a good week at a place where he's won 4 times.
Because after this, where do you go?
Masters.
Okay.
St. Jude. He's a lock to come T7.
Those are the only 2. Masters, I want 0.
Why wouldn't you just use Berger at St. Jude?
I'm just saying, I'm not using Phil, but I don't know, you kind of...
I'm not using Phil. Might use Adam Scott. That sounds like a miscut waiting to happen. I haven't missed a cut yet in the one and done, which is nice. Although I really thought JT was going to, after like 2 rounds, I was like, JT is going to win this. Then he opened Saturday with 6 straight birdies.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was annoyed.
Then he got into some trouble. I didn't even see how he made it. I was flying, because I was like, oh no, he's going to be winning by like 8 strokes.
By the time I got to see a 59.
And I had a layover. I went from Minneapolis to Chicago before coming back to Toronto. And I checked my phone when I got to Chicago. I was like, what the hell? What is going on here?
I almost think it's a mistake.
But it wasn't. What, did he go in the water? What happened?
Yeah, there was a water. He missed like a 1-footer on 16 for bogey, so it was a double. Yeah, he made and then he made an 8 on a par 5.
Quality stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the picks. I'll start with mine. I'm going Snedeker and Reed, 35. Chesson, 55. Kirk, Bryson, and Streelman, 80. Tom Hoagie, 150. There's no first-round leaders this week, at least on anywhere where I look, mainly because it's 3 separate courses. We'll get back to that next week, and I'll have all of my final plays, including T5s, T10s. I each weight a lot of these guys, played T10s, played T20s, because I'm so terrified of the top of that card that it's a lesser exposure week for me. And I'm not doing well, so, and
the event sucks.
Yeah. I know, I will watch it on Saturday.
And we're
into I don't really want to watch it. I have a party on Saturday, too. And it's going to be later in the day because it's West Coast. Just I don't want to be bothered.
I mean, the schedule always gets me excited. I remember a couple weeks ago.
Very excited?
Was career builders. And career builders sucks. But then we get Torrey and we get Phoenix, which are awesome. And this sucks. But then we get Riviera, which is great. And Honda's an awesome event, too.
Yeah.
So we got some good.
And listen, everyone knows how much I love Valspar.
Yeah. That's the week after Honda.
Valspar, Honda. I think it's WGC Valspar. It's Mexico after because Stenson came back, had the shits.
Absolutely.
And still came T10 at Valspar. But Jim Herman was first-round leader. Hadwin won. People will be all over Cantlay.
Cantlay. Oh, yeah. What's Cantley's Valspar odd?
9-1. But he's 35 in this field.
Someone awesome announced their Tiger's going to Valspar.
No.
That
is absolutely fake news.
Walking that back. I'm pedaling forward, but I'm walking it back. Tommy Fleetwood.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how I confused the two. But Tommy Fleetwood will be at Valspar.
It's good track for him. He's great tee to
All
green.
those guys. Fleetwood Fitz. Ollie Valspar.
Yeah, Ollie Valspar makes a lot of sense.
Ollie Valspar. Okay. Oh, my picks.
Who won Career Builder? Rahm? Who was close?
He had a playoff versus Landry. I don't remember.
Watch out for Landry. Shez will be live at Valspar, I would think.
I
If
don't
he can keep
remember
this
who
going.
else
Shez
was
is a form guy, too. Shez is going to win this week. Watch it. I'm not going to have him.
I love how he wears his hat.
Do you?
He's got a little head. He wears it straight. It's got the D-backs logo. Okay, for me, I mentioned, lucky enough, went to that puck match last night. Exotic DJ with the Leafs. But after we talked through it, I feel less good about it.
You still got it,
Yeah,
so...
and the numbers double what it was, but it only ties him with the other guys.
For the record, I think I like Day the best of the top guys. But I think I would just take the value and take Spieth. I'm not going to take one of them. I might change my mind over the course of the next 24 hours.
Real bets, hard numbers, Pat Perez, Patrick Reed, Chesson Hadley, James Hahn, Chris Kirk.
You got Rafa, too.
Oh, sorry, Rafa. I have Kirk crossed out. But
You should get on Kirk anyway.
That might be a toss-up. So these aren't in odd order because I kind of wrote them down, but DJ Reed, Hahn, Hadley, Perez, RCB are my favorite picks.
Kirk.
I can do something with Kirk.
Kirk.
I can do something with Kirk. And Kuchar scares me, but he just doesn't win.
Yeah, bet him top 10.
But the week after Woodland, like, those guys got to feel like
Maybe this is the year of the guys who can't win.
A Woodland Casey back-to-back would be like...
Well, Casey has 2 events coming up.
That you love him.
With Riviera and Honda, where
Great.
he's lost in playoffs before.
I'm going to bet him at both of them.
And you'll...
Well, he could be like 20 to 1. We'll see. I'd like
No, with Tiger, Rory, DJ, Rahm all next week.
Oh, it's true.
Bubba.
And Honda's pretty stacked.
Maybe we'll see Charles next week. This is usually when Charles comes over. He usually plays Riviera.
I don't have a clue what's going on.
The Super 6?
Yeah. I'll wait till they get in, and then it's match play. But it's so stupid. I like what Keith Pelly, I used to work for Keith when he ran the Toronto Argonauts of the Canadian Football League. Now he runs the European Tour. He got Rogers to sign that big hockey contract, and
do you have his contact info?
I can get it in one email quickly.
I would like to get that.
Okay.
I want to talk to him about strokes gained data, because they're starting to bring that in on the Euro.
Yeah. Or maybe just I can get it, ask him through a personal connection who you could email for that. Because he's probably not the guy to...
That's probably true. One and done picks of the week.
I was saying something about Keith, but I forget it.
Something about the Super 6?
This is too far. I like what they're doing with a lot of the fun things. There's that country thing, that
yeah, that was actually wasn't a bad one.
Olesen and Gelson won that. Norway. Denmark. Holy fuck. This is too far. What is it, 2 rounds of stroke play, then top 16 go to a match play? Or something ridiculous?
I don't mind
top
that.
32?
Whatever, who cares?
But like, okay, so I'm leading, and I'm like, I'm a Brent Rumford, and I'm in first place, and like Louis Oosthuizen is in 32nd place. Well, I don't think he's playing. I think he did last year, but do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Now, like, I don't know. It's a weird psychology to the players too. You just want like to finish anywhere in that thing that advances you is good enough.
Yeah, no, listen, I get it. I like different formats. Everyone hated that stupid team tournament last year. I didn't.
I agree.
I
just think this is trying too hard. This is just like getting caught in the middle of trying to do something.
Isn't this how they used to do the PGA Championship? 2 rounds, then you qualified for the seeding?
Way before I was alive.
Yeah, but I think the original format for the PGA Championship was this way. And then it turned into match play.
You'd have to ask historian Cuss.
That's true. Oh, I can't believe all golf tournaments aren't that way. The Masters is still too new for him.
Once they're into the match play in Europe, I'll make like 2 picks.
I also, and I'm very much on the record with this, I hate match play golf. I hate it. I hate it so much.
It's one of the best TV events in
No, it's one of the worst TV events
on
the
Wednesday.
The early rounds are awesome. And the more meaningful the matches actually get in terms of big money, the worse it becomes. Like, I really don't want to watch 2 guys walk around a course and play each other. It was why that Open Championship with Phil and Stenson,
The final match is rarely, and trust me, because I've had a lot of success, it's rarely an entertaining match.
No, but you're just watching it's like watching Spieth all day. It's like 15 minutes a shot. It's like, oh, okay.
Rahm came back. The year before, Day just wiped Louis off the map. Rory wiped Woodland off the map. I'm just remembering some recent finals there.
It was the Rory one the day before. That
remember
was good.
Victor
Dubas, and that was the last time they played at Dove Mountain.
Yeah.
Because he was out of the sand.
Yeah.
Who did he lose to?
Day.
He lost a Day, that's right.
That was the first week at Fantasy.
Was it really?
Like one of them, yeah.
That's not around anymore.
No.
Pour one out for our dudes at the office. One and done picks of the week.
I guess
you had Hoffman last week, so I think I beat you every week in the one and done. Not that I've had anyone.
But
good.
it's like, so in the head-to-head, like someone catches a run and it's
then you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just building. I have like $100,000 lead or something. I used JT. He beat Charlie Hoffman, I think. So I'm gonna pick first. I will go. I should probably save him for the Puerto Rico Open, although he might not even be there this year. I'll take Justin Hadley.
I'll take Pat Perez. I was gonna take Hadley if you didn't, for the purposes of ours, because in like, you know.
For the big one, what are you thinking? Who do you think the guy that no one takes is?
I burned Ricky last week.
I will say, it's probably not the best spot to use Rahm, but no one's gonna use Rahm. No one.
I agree with that.
I don't know if people will use Jordan. Woodland could be super sneaky.
I think Perez will be very popular.
I don't think people will go back to Woodland a week after he wins. No. He does have a good course history here.
Perez will be super popular.
I'm thinking Snedeker, Reed, one of those guys.
I will not be burning the top.
You won't be burning a top here? It's pricey. It's $7.4 million.
I'll be going into that 30-40 to 1 range for the big pool one and done.
I doubt very many people use Grace. I just talked about it. I'll be probably using Paul Casey one of the next 2 weeks. Maybe try to jump the shark and get him here, or maybe Pops.
You said Adam Scott.
Adam Scott. That's real risky biz.
Be one of 2 people. I don't
Surrey,
know.
who was awful, apparently. He was like 10 over last week. LA Confidential's Lieutenant Eric Exley.
That's becoming a CBS drama.
Is it really? I love LA Confidential. I don't know how it works as a CBS drama. It probably won't have the greatness of it all.
No.
But I look for it. Is it going to be on CBS or like CBS Prime or whatever their streaming service?
I think normal CBS.
Because I watch Star Trek on their like app. It's top notch.
You know what? I've gotten into that.
It's
and
good.
I'm not a Trek guy, but I think they've written a good story for me that has no interest in anything they've ever done in the past.
Yeah, you don't need to know anything about Star Trek. There's stuff in it for people
I
who
know what Spock is, and I know live long and prosper.
Yeah, so you know.
And
you know enough.
I get it, but I've never been into it. But this new one, and in Canada, it's actually on our TV.
Yeah, it's not on the app.
Like a network picked up the Canadian rights.
It's a good Sunday show.
Thing about Canada that people are so triggered about in the States.
Oh, the TSN showing the in-between coverage?
Yeah, or when it's global. We can watch the in-between on our rights holder.
When you get college basketball, we get the golf.
On Saturday or Sunday, there was 11 minutes left in a college. It was like Missouri, Kentucky, 11 minutes left, and people have to wait for this thing to over. I don't even know. I just flick because we can go to whichever one of the Canadian rights holders is carrying it that week.
True.
It's one of the rare advantages we have.
Sometimes the Geo block doesn't work. I mean, the Geo block does work, but other times you can kind of sneak through. Sky Sports has the stream too, and they always have it all the way through.
Yeah.
As workarounds, I mean.
It should be on TV. It's like the third quarter of your NBA game, not.
Do we know why they take the break? Is it so the Golf Channel crew can beat it and the CBS crew can come in?
To my understanding, that is...
Like, do they switch cameramen?
You people have no idea the turnover this guy would have to do in a podcast booth. And the amount of time people get kicked out and you got to load your shit and do everything and you're ready to go. So
that's just me.
Yeah. You don't have like 8 production assistants helping you do that. But I guess it's national TV. It's got to be like
it's got to look legit. It can't have terrible audio and everything. Yeah. Either way, I just want to watch golf. Show it to me without sound.
The back 9 Sunday this week's fine though.
Like once there's we'll be safe.
Like
And it's later, too.
And there's only like 3 celebrities left on the course at that point, too. Kind of.
We'll still see more shots of those guys than like the guy who's in third. What was it? Cuss joked to me on the weekend. We were looking at the leaderboard, just kind of scanning it. And Hadwin made a run Saturday, I think it was. You're like, oh, when TSN shows, he was like T11 or something. It's like, oh, when TSN shows this, Hadwin will be in second place.
Yep. This is true.
All right, that'll do it. Extended edition. Pebble Beach, Super Bowl recap.
I don't know who Cuss picked.
I don't know either. I wonder if he put that out there yet.
I think he said as a joke he wanted the president of KPMG playing with Phil.
I mean, that might not even be a joke. He's taking Brendan Grace.
You mentioned that's a sneaky one.
It is. But now I'm not. Now I will not be betting him or taking him or using him as a one and done.
Yeah.
He's still basking in the glory of New England not winning.
Good for him.
He needed something after the Custies, which just turned into an hour and 45-minute roast.
My wife's messaging me during this show. She's watching the Custies like at work presently.
Oh, she's messaging you?
Yeah. Why Tim this? Why does Tim do that? Why this? Why
Put it this way. If you have to ask those questions, you're not ready for the world of Cust.
I got nothing left.
That'll do it on the Pat Mayo Experience. Pebble Beach Breakdown Super Bowl recap. Hope you enjoyed. Give the show a like, download, and subscribe, and rate the audio versions. Takes like 5 seconds. Helps the show tremendously. Pass the word around too. Plus, tune into the Custy Awards anytime you want. Video version, audio version up on the feeds, DraftKings YouTube page, and DK Live. All my bets will be up on Facebook.com/thepme. DK show will be out Wednesday with Ben and Raza. DK Cheat Sheet will be up on DKPlaybook.com, along with my full column, which is up right now. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.